Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Jeremy's Kitchen. Today, I'm going to try something that sounded like such a delicious idea in my head that I knew I needed to try it for real. Today, I'm going to attempt to make caramel apple cheesecake. For this, I have cream cheese, sugar, 3 eggs, flour, a lime, 1 Granny Smith apple, and caramel syrup. Okay, guys, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys down right about here. Right. All right. Now, first thing I've got to do is I'm going to start with my apple, because I'm not going to serve this. I'm not going to serve this as a raw apple in the cheesecake. No. If you remember my St. Patrick's Day style French toast, I sauteed a Granny Smith apple to make it softer. And that's what I'm going to do. The same thing with this. So first, the way we do this is cut all 4 corners off of the apple. One right there. Work it all the way around. And get rid of the core, because we won't need that. So now we can cut up our apple into tiny bite-sized pieces. And when we're done cooking them in a simple syrup, they will be soft enough to go into a cheesecake. Yes. All right, this is working good. Good. All right, so my apple is cut up now. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring you guys over to my stove, where I have a pan already. So, the next thing I'm going to do is pour in some sugar, flatten out the sugar a bit, a little bit more, perfect, and then start heating that up to about on a medium-high heat. I'll bring over my apples. And bring over some water. Now, I don't want to turn this into a caramel. I just want to get this slightly hot enough where I will add my apples into the sugar and coat all the apples in it. And then I will add water into it to make it into the sugar and the water into a simple syrup. And when I do that, I'll just lower the temperature and let that cook on its own. Get that a little bit hotter just to try to speed it along just a little bit. A little bit more. Okay, I'm going to lower that a little bit. Take apples, put it into the sugar. Careful. Yep. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, before I add the water, just add another little sprinkling of sugar on the top. And add our water. Okay. Just bring that up a little bit. And we're going to let that start to cook. Okay. Come on back with me, guys. That's going to cook. And so while we're waiting for the apples to cook to a good consistency, I can start to work on our cheesecake batter. First, rinse that off. All right. Okay, so first, open our cream cheese. That's better. You know what? I'm gonna cut these up into pieces to make it easier. Good. Now, cream cheese is going into my mixing bowl. Good. And that would be my oven preheated. Okay. Now, I can get back to this. If you haven't figured out by the mixing bowl, I'm going to use my electric mixer to make this. Sugar in. Good. Chef Ramsay goes by hand for this, but I'm not doing that. Okay. Now, let me bring you guys over so you can get a better view of what I'm doing. Good. I'm going to use my whisk attachment to make this. Yeah. Okay. Now, as I said, in here right now is the cream cheese and sugar. So we're gonna lock it and start creaming the sugar and the mix and the cream cheese. Good, there we go. We're gonna let that go. While I'm doing that, I'll bring you guys over and I'll start my next step. There's gonna be a lot of traveling, so sorry about that. 3 eggs into a bowl. Whisk them up. Now when you add this to the cheesecake, do it gradually. This allows it to aerate after whisking it for a while. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Alright guys, back to the mixer. Oh, I gotta check that. Hold on. Alright, stop that for a second. Get a look at the temperature of my apples. Okay. These are definitely, my apples are getting softer. Take one out. Good. It's sweet. But I just lowered the temperature of it. And I will keep an eye on that. Now, keep it mixing. No, hold on. First, look at that. Now, as I said, add the eggs gradually. Like that. Locked and mix. I'm currently using a rubber spatula to bring down the edges of the ball, to scrape the edges down. There was a bunch of it that was missed. Okay. Egg. Blasted it. Alright, yes. Okay, now, the next step, we're going to add about a tablespoon of flour. Just like that. Mix it until there's no lumps or bumps from the flour in the mix. Alright, the one mild heat. Shut it off. Yes, okay. Alright, come here, guys. Sorry about that. Now, two things I've got to do first. More about that in a sec. I want to put away my flour because I don't need that anymore. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you guys over here so I can strain my apples. Yeah, that'll work. That strainer. And a bigger bowl than that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Let me give my apples one more taste. Make sure they're soft enough. Yep. I wonder if they're a little too soft. But we'll find out, won't we? Okay. But the way I do this, hopefully the softness really won't be that big of a problem. Okay. So first. Get rid of that. All right, I'm going to turn you guys back this way. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do before I do the next step is add a little caramel syrup into the batter. Then we'll mix this up a little bit like this. Give some caramel flavor in the bowl, in the batter. Do a little another little squirt. Yeah. Good. I'm gonna still need that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do to add a little bit of citrus flavor to this is take a lime and get the zest of that lime in to my batter. I can smell it. A little bit more. Good. Okay, so we're going to fold lemon zest into our batter. That smells amazing. Now, being very careful to not squish any of these, add your apples into the batter. And gently fold your apples in. All right, that should do nicely. Okay, now baking tray, cake pan, you know what I meant. I'm going to take a little piece of butter, cut it right there. Use this butter to grease the inside of your cake pan. This will allow the cheesecake to come out easily. Okay, that should do. Now, one other little trick I wanted to show you guys before I put the cheesecake into the oven. Is that big enough? Yeah, that'll work. Is put it on a baking tray. I'll show you why in a second, but first, we are going to add our cheesecake batter into our tray, into our cake pan. Oh. mention too. One thing I almost forgotten was once your batter is in your pan, do this. A few gentle stomps onto the surface. And the reason is because that will eliminate any air pockets in the batter. Now, the other thing I said was put this on a baking tray, because add water to your tray. There, it looks great. And the reason that you want to do this is because it'll let off steam, which will also help cook your cheesecake even better. And the last thing I want to do is create a little circle design. Well, I like that. All right. So, this is going to go into a 355-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes. So, we're going to open the door. We're going to carefully, because remember there's water on this tray. Okay, we're going to close it up, and we're going to set our timer. 35 minutes. All right, guys, our cheesecake is now in the oven, and when we come back, I will show you the finished product. We'll be right back.